Hey Swarmers! Welcome back to the Hive. We talk a lot about carbon footprints. Pretty much every activity we participate in and everything we purchase or consume has a carbon footprint. With regards to what we eat, the main things to consider when looking for something with the lowest carbon footprint are how it's grown, where it comes from, is it in season, packaging, refrigeration, and shelf life. Remember, substitutions are essential to living sustainably. When ingredients are clearly not the most sustainable option, be it excessive packaging, seasonality, or unsustainable farming, the option to substitute is a powerful tool in your fight against climate change. Next, cooking those sustainable items you just bought adds to their carbon footprint based on the cooking times, cooking methods, and cooking tools. All of this adds up to the carbon footprint of your lunch, or your breakfast, or your dinner, or in this case, the hummus we're going to make together today. So, you are going to need 1 can of chickpeas, otherwise known as garbanzo beans. I like to go with organic, low sodium, but you can find your favorite brand wherever you go grocery shopping. About 1/3 cup of tahini, which is sesame paste. 3 or 4, or however garlicky you like your hummus, cloves of garlic. A few pinches of white pepper. Of course, some sea salt. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, or a few pinches of citric acid, otherwise known as lemon rock. 6 pinches of cumin, and about a 1/2 cup of chickpea juice, or water. But so while you're opening up your chickpea can, save this juice for later. Pro tip. And then we've got some optional garnishes for the final product. Olive oil, of course. Za'atar spice, my personal favorite. You can find it at a lot of Middle Eastern import stores. Paprika, and maybe some sliced lemon, some parsley, and you're good to go. Let's get whipping up some hummus. All right, costume change. I got my apron on and I am ready to go. Hope you are too. So, I have a food processor here, but honestly, you can make hummus with a blender, a NutriBullet, whatever you have at home that just mushes stuff up, right? Will be great. Food processor, ideal. No worries if you don't have one. Let's start. First things first, we have our chickpeas here. Dump those right on in. Number 1, main ingredient. Hummus in Arabic actually also means chickpea. Fun fact. Next up is your tahini. Such an important ingredient with your hummus. It's gonna make or break it, baby. Pro tip with the tahini is to store it upside down. And every time you come in and out of the kitchen, this is a pro tip from my dad, and you pass by your tahini, try to remember to flip it the other way. That just keeps it always homogeneous, nice and mixed. Keeps it from settling with all the oil at the top and the sediment at the bottom, because tahini, it's sesame paste. It's thick, you know what I'm saying? So we got about 1/3 in our recipe. Honestly, I was raised with just a sensible eyeball, but 1/3 should do you about right. And then the key to your hummus, always, is to blend and taste, blend and taste. Because everybody has their own preference, right? Of thickness, saltiness, lemoniness, garlickiness. So you're gonna start to figure out how you like your perfect hummus and learn how much tahini really is the right amount for you. Next, let's throw a couple pinches of salt. I love the pink Himalayan sea salt. You can always add, right? You can never take away. So, a little light-handed with the salt to start. Cumin, also incredibly important ingredient. It makes your hummus taste like hummus, you know what I mean? So we'll go maybe a little more heavily handed with the cumin at the top. Very, very important taste. White pepper. When I first was taught how to make hummus by my dad, I was like, white pepper? I've never even heard of that. White pepper, you can find most grocery stores. Same with cumin, shouldn't be too difficult. The tricky one to find sometimes can be the citric acid or lemon rock. I had to hunt this down at an amazing import store. So look up your local community import store, probably a Middle Eastern store, someplace like that will definitely have this. And it's an amazing ingredient to have on hand because it tastes like lemon without the liquidiness of lemon juice. So if you want to alter the taste of your hummus without altering the texture of your hummus, this is the way to go. So I'm gonna choose to start with citric acid, but I have my fresh lemon juice on hand. And that's in case I wanna add volume to my hummus, right? You can alter the texture and alter the volume with your liquidy lemon juice. But let's start with the citric acid. Next, garlic. To each her own. I'm gonna throw in maybe 3 cloves of garlic. Boop, boop, boop. We have 2 on hand in case it's not enough. Finally, like with blending anything, you're gonna need a nice amount of liquid in there to get it started. So hopefully you kept that pro tip from earlier and you saved your chickpea juice from the can, if you're using a can. You could also soak actual garbanzo beans and use those. That's an amazing way to go about it. Also more sustainable, not using a can. Something to consider. I used a can of organic low sodium chickpeas. And as you're draining, don't drain into the sink. Drain into a little container and use it in your hummus. I'm gonna throw the top on to my food processor. Hear that nice click? And let's give it a go. Let's give it a taste. My favorite part. Now, this is the fun part. It's completely up to you at this point. You have all your ingredients in front of you, and you get to decide, I'd like a little more garlic, or I really like that tang from that lemon. Honestly, I can release you into the wild and you can become a hummus expert from here on out. I personally might like to add a little more lemon and maybe some more garlic. I like a flavorful hummus. It's gotta pack a punch. Not too much lemon juice because I like the texture of my hummus right now. I've been talking a lot about texture of your hummus, which again is personal preference, but something to keep in mind is after you make your hummus, when you're blending it, right, it's like a little warm from all the energy in there, and so it's gonna be extra liquidy. And if you are planning to refrigerate your hummus, keep in mind that it's going to bind a little bit and thicken up a little bit, and the texture will sort of change after it's been refrigerated for some time. Another pro tip, cake batter spatula thing, scrape the sides of your blending device. Make sure it all gets in there. You don't want to lose any of the good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Let's taste our hummus. That's a winner. Now that we're happy with our hummus, it is time to plate it. Hummus is plated, but yet to be decorated. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. Et voila! Papa Rabati's hummus. Although I can't take full credit for these beautiful decorations. I did have some help from a very special guest. Would you like to step into the limelight, sir? My father! This is his recipe. He's the one who taught me how to cook, how to do everything that is delicious in my life, and we have him to thank for all of this.
Well, let's eat.
Got some freshly toasted pita bread.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Now he ran away with the hummus and the pita, so this is my time to do a humble brag. This recipe came from my dad's cookbook called Savor the Spices of Life. Countless incredible Middle Eastern recipes in here, and the story of his growing up in Jordan and his immigration to this country. So check it out, it's really wonderful. And there we have it, Papa Rabati's hummus. The total carbon footprint of this hummus is 4.22 pounds of CO2 with 4 servings. which makes 1.6 pounds of CO2 per serving. Since you want to stay under 13.1 pounds of CO2s for the day, this will totally fit into your low carbon footprint lifestyle. Enjoy with fresh toasted pita bread, chips, or delicious veggies. Just be sure to add the carbon footprint of any extra items, which you can do quickly and easily with our app. Thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen, Swarmers. Let us know if you enjoyed this cooking class, my very first one, by the way, and we will bring you more low carbon footprint recipes from the Hive. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Well, lunch is ready. See you guys later.